by Intuit QuickBooks. Ravens, Browns, highlights. My name's Kay Adams, Peter Schrager, Kyle Brandt, Nate Burleson. Do you still have a voice, Kyle?
Oh, yeah, always. I'm ready to roll.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm like Sam Kinison. Let's go. Ravens, Browns. Oh! It was great. Let's go to Cleveland. The broadcast was great, too. They did the whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing. They went to Ralphie's house for the Christmas story. It was really good.
Christmas story house was wild.
I know. They emptied the bag. And real live fans. An amazing thing to see 12,000 of them due to the Ohio Department of Health. They greenlit the thing 14-14 second quarter. Nobody greenlit this. That's the McConaughey book, green lights. Everything's coming to green lights. When Lamar Jackson is going to throw it, catch it, and hacky sack. He was doing everything. I thought he was going to do it behind his back, do a rainbow kick, an ollie, whatever the cool thing is to do now. 21-14, this is a really cool thing. This is your casual garden variety 44-yard run by a quarterback. And they're lucky they got him down at all. Lamar went ballistic on the ground. He set the all-time Monday Night Football rushing record for quarterback speed. Michael Vick and Cunningham, all those guys, no problem. Then Gus Edwards does his thing. Switch the ball to the outside hands. That's fundamentals. Touchdown, his second one. So Baltimore's rolling. Baker was really good. It's unfortunate for Cleveland. This is the first highlight we show in this package because it's the only really bad play of the night. That's intercepted by Tyus Bowser, the game's only turnover. And really, the biggest difference in the game, this and some Cody Parkey missed kicks. Baker throws an interception. That guy takes a tug. I don't blame you. Sweet mass. Fourth quarter. Where are we going now? 34-20. So is Cleveland going to roll over and die? Not this team. Not the Stefanski Browns. We got Hollywood. It's the first of two Hollywood receivers who will be pictured in this highlight package.
I love the guy coming out of the locker room.
Yes, he's got to get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. So he's got cramps. That's what Twitter thought differently, but it's cramps. He's trying to write a Hollywood ending, but so is Baker. Down 6, Cleveland. They're going up, and he does his own version of chucking it. He doesn't catch it, though. The fans are going nuts. John Harbaugh's, are we going to lose this thing? I got Trace McSorley, and I remember RG3 is hurt and tweeting memes about Lamar Jackson, and Trace McSorley on a 3rd and 2 goes down, covered up by Myles Garrett. So out comes Lamar as Trace is banged up, grabbing his knee. Give me my helmet. I got a 4th down. We got to go in now. 4th and 5. He hasn't played in, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes? And he's got a 4th and 5 down 1. All he does is this. Yo, got you. I said there were 2 Hollywoods. There's another one. He goes to his diminutive yet very fast #1 wide receiver, and the Ravens are up. This game was drunk. It was awesome. Stefanski and Baker, the whole new era in Cleveland, because normally this wouldn't happen. Kareem Hunt, catch, run, goes right by Marlon Humphrey, in for the touchdown. Unbelievable. They get the extra point. Cody Parkey makes it. They defibrillate Kareem Hunt. We have a 42-42 game, sports fans. Here we go, though. 1st and 10. Here we go, Jim. Lamar looking. Mark Andrews. Tick, tick, tick. Under a minute to play. Into Browns territory. Justin Tucker missed a kick last week. Blew everybody's minds. 22 seconds now. Andrews again. Man, he is good in the clutch. Hollywood Brown is good, but Andrews is his man. Clock the ball. Plenty of time. Justin Tucker, even for him, a 55-yarder. And we got Pirates of Penzance and Madam Butterfly. The Ravens win. Lamar goes ballistic. There was a late safety late. There was inconsequential. There was all kinds of fireworks and fans.
Consequential
and hugs. Well, Peter, I don't go in those waters. I don't know what you're referring to. 40 meter down the OTB on 8th Avenue. 47-42. The Ravens get to 8-5. Wild game. But Baker, did you feel like, not a commercial, were you feel like you were starring in a movie? Talk to us.
It was like the scene out of a movie. You know, I hate that for Trace McSorley, praying that he's okay. But, you know, as soon as he went down, you could see Lamar trotting back out on the field. It was, you know, like, geez. You know, I mean, he's a great player. So, you know, you're going to have to just try and contain him. You're never going to be able to stop guys like that. He's just a great player.
If you wrote a movie about this, people wouldn't believe it. They would say it could never happen, you know. Reality is stranger than fiction, or whatever that saying is. That's kind of what it is here. I mean, it's crazy.
Harbaugh gets a win. The playoff picture gets a little crazier. Massive win for Baltimore. They're still on the outside looking in. Cleveland stays in the 5 seed after that loss. Taking a look at what's left on the schedule for the Ravens, guys, it's the Jags, it's the Giants, it's the Bengals. If they win out, which they should, they can get in with a loss from any of the Dolphins, the Browns, guys, or the Colts. Do they make it to the dance, do they make damage in the postseason, Triggs?
I think this is the last thing the AFC wanted to see was the Ravens find their mojo, because when they're good, they're great, and they can get it going. And I'm just blown away by the fortitude of this team, because last night's victory showed so much in the clutch, and everything from McSorley stepping up when he had to Lamar filling in, to all those defensive players being out and them still finding a way to win this game. But I just look at this Ravens season. When I tell you, 25 different people in the organization did not have contact tracing from COVID. Were COVID-19 positive, and most of those guys who played with that missed a lot of time, not just playing in the games, but practicing on the field. What they've been through the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, has been so monumental as far as adversity goes and obstacles go. And yet here we are. They win last night, their second win in 7 days? And now they're all right in there in the playoff picture. And I just think any John Harbaugh coach team is like never fully down until you put them away. Yeah. The Browns had a chance. It felt like the Browns should have done it last night. And yet the Ravens are still ticking, and they're going to get healthier. Calais Campbell's going to get back to full strength. Brandon Williams will be back to full strength. We hope to see Jimmy Smith back on the field. And suddenly it's like, wait a second, the Ravens, who might have been teetering and Lamar's confidence might have been that might have been the jolt that they needed. And here we go. This is when football matters. Okay, like you said, those are three very winnable games. Yeah. Then you get into the playoffs. I'm seeing a lot of teams that don't have the experience that the Ravens do in those big games. Hate
to put you on the spot, as I make sure I have this right. Because they beat the Browns twice, they beat the Colts. That does mean that they have the head-to-head tiebreakers, right, over both of those teams?
Over both of those teams.
So they don't control their own path, but if they win those 3 games as winnable games, it gives them basically 99% chance to get it.
And as our guy Kornacki explained on Sunday night,
I'm no Kornacki.
The Dolphins have a far more difficult schedule the last 3 games. So if the Dolphins lose one, the Ravens win one, the Ravens are in, Dolphins are out. Ravens are alive. They just need to handle their own business.
Who would you rather see in, Kyle?
I want to see the
Dolphins
MVP.
Or Ravens.
Yeah, I want to see the MVP, and I think we're going to.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, when it comes to this team, can they do damage in the playoffs? Yeah, because I feel like they're looking at the league and what has happened this year. Damage has been done to them. I know the Harbaughs like to ask, who has it better than us? I'm pretty sure if that question was asked to the Ravens, they probably raise their hand and say, well, a few teams, Coach. We've been through a lot this year.
It's kind of stunk.
Yeah, it's kind of stunk for the most part. But as far as the damage being done, you mentioned those guys that have been banged up and also have been put on the COVID list. Judon was on the COVID list. And the guy who had to step up last week and made his first start was Tyus Bowser. And Tyus Bowser made a big play last night. The only turnover in this game was him leaking out, acting like he was going to pressure, bring some type of heat to Baker Mayfield, and then sliding out underneath that flat and really tricking Baker Mayfield into throwing that ball. But individuals like this are going to need to step up, and they're built for this. They're built for the next man up mentality. You know, it's for the simple fact that McSorley went out there. Even though he was banged up, he was ready to rock. It just gave them a little bit of a breather for Lamar Jackson to get back on the field. So individuals like Bowser are going to have to step up. And because they have depth at different positions and guys that have really been waiting, there's a lot of teams that are going to go through adversity this month or even in January. And it's going to be the first time they dealt with it. What comes to mind is this team. Last season, when Mark Andrews and Mark Ingram went down, it's like, we don't have an answer for our best tight end and best running back. If that happens again, which we've seen, they'll be able to handle it. We know that the Ravens are built for adversity because they've already been through it.
Hottest team in the AFC North. Okay, Pittsburgh's fallen over itself. They just beat Cleveland. The Ravens have played 3 games in 12 days. 2 of them were on the road. 2 of them were wins. So absolutely they can get in. But this is where I stop. Like, that game was so incredible last night. I feel like the 4 of us had the big bender where you wake up and you're not even hungover yet. Like, you're still feeling the effects even when you wake up. Like, it was that intoxicating of a game. Then you dry out and you say, all right, hold on a second. I think they can get in, yes. Are they knocking anybody off? I don't know. Obviously, Peter, the injuries will help a lot if they can come back from those. But, I mean, the defense was obviously atrocious last night. And, they didn't knock anybody off last year. So last year's team was the best team in the sport. They were a sensation. They were a juggernaut, and they still fell off. So I don't give the Ravens the benefit of the doubt yet about, they can get in. All right, but they're not, when they get in, they face Kansas City, they face Tennessee. They face the bad dudes. So I'm not going to, listen, we have an intoxication, a recency bias. The Ravens are going all the way back.
Look, on the road, though, and Lamar did something we've never seen him do before.
Yeah, this is different.
He threw him on his back, right? Doesn't that give you a little bit more saying,
That's nice.
I think they're going to get in. I do. But
But they got in last year. Shouldn't last night change the game for you? He had his biggest game of his career. He was an MVP last year, but last night was the biggest game in a game that was an elimination game.
It was the defense gave up 40 points.
Yeah.
So, listen, guys, maybe they will, but I'm not going to say it's over. They're going to run the AFC. I do that all the time. Not today. I'm not doing it.
Well, let me ask you, because you've been really pro. Don't worry about the Steelers. Steelers are going to be fine. And now you're saying, hey, don't.
Steelers don't want to see them.
Steelers, Ravens. Who are you taking if those two square off in a playoff game?
Steelers or Bills, Ravens. Who you got?
Bills, definitely.
Okay, Steelers.
The Bills are bad.
Steelers, Ravens. That's the AFC.
Listen,
North.
we're gonna find out this weekend about the Steelers. Like,
okay.
I'm not giving up on the Steelers. I know it's been a tough 2 weeks. I believe in Tomlin. I believe in Roethlisberger. So, listen, great night for Baltimore. I'm sitting here saying I think they're gonna make the playoffs. But to start knocking off the big dudes, they still got some stuff to prove. That's it.
Yeah, are the Steelers a big dude right now at this point in the season? That's the question we want answered. I totally get it. Do you think, Schrager, I'm going to ask you just because you know the Ravens inside out.
Yeah.
I believe in this thing about being an underdog and that mentality. They came in this season almost like uncomfortably, something that they're not used to. They were the favorites. They were the juggernauts. They were the team with the target on their back, really, after Lamar's 20. Now they're back in that underdog seat. They're driving towards something. People are overlooking them. Aren't they more comfortable in that position, and isn't that going to help them?
Absolutely. The year they won the Super Bowl in 2013, it was the same deal. They were the underdogs. They went and they beat Tom Brady in New England, and they beat Peyton Manning in Denver, and no one wanted to face the Ravens because there was this feeling of, oh my gosh, they just play so loose. That's what last night was.
You're playing loose.
Loosey. Like, we'll beat anybody, any place. They went into Cleveland, who was red hot. I know they gave up 40 points, though.
If they left 15 seconds on the clock, Baker would have gone down and scored. It was just they left 2. It wasn't enough.
That's your take, that if the Browns got the ball.
The Browns had 3 more plays, Baker would have taken them down the field. I'm telling you, Baker was unconscious. That's what's getting lost this morning. Baker Mayfield had one of the nights of his life. And he lost, as he should have, and we should talk about Lamar. Baker and the Browns were great last night.
Yep.
They were, at least offensive.
Hard to not root for both of those teams.
I think they'll both be in.
Yeah, over in the NFC, hard to not root for the Washington football team as we bring in Tom Pelissero. Tom, a few quarterbacks dealing with injuries heading into the all-important Week 15. What is the latest with Alex Smith?
Okay, I'm told as of now, Washington feels pretty good about Alex Smith's chances of playing on Sunday against the Seahawks. He, of course, left last week's game because of a calf strain in his right leg, the same leg that underwent all those surgeries to fix his knee a couple of years ago. The plan going into this week is they're going to take it easy on Smith in practice. He needs rest more than he needs reps right now, but they are optimistic that they're going to be able to get him to Sunday. If Smith can't go, of course, it would be Dwayne Haskins getting his first start since Week 4. Elsewhere in the NFC East, Giants quarterback Daniel Jones did not aggravate his hamstring injury, according to Coach Joe Judge. They'll make a determination today on whether or not Jones will get some practice work over the course of this week. But as long as Jones is moving at least as good as he was in practice a week ago, Judge said he would not hesitate to start him on Sunday night against the Browns. Okay?
Thank you so much, Tom, for all the updates all around. We'll talk to you in a little bit. There's an AFC West battle under the bright lights of Las Vegas. Chargers, they need to impress in prime time. Got a bright future ahead of them. The Raiders need this win. The playoffs are around the corner. Playoff push here for Las Vegas. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You can catch it on Fox, on NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. I'm rooting for the Raiders. I think they're going to flip tables on somebody if they get in. Get in. Up next on Good Morning Football, just how impressive has Josh Allen been lately? We're going to check in with our buddy Scott Pioli next.